Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Unapologetically Wild with Katie Sontag. Today I want to talk about your inner child. When is the last time you have let your inner child run wild and go crazy? Now, why I want to speak about this is because literally just before getting on here, I was like pretending that this was a microphone in the way of I was a singer, and I was like literally jamming out to because I had tunes on and I was fucking like, yes, yes, you just like feeling yourself and you're like, fuck yeah, this tune's amazing. And my inner child was just like, let it rip, baby. Like, pretend that you are in a studio. This is your microphone in the way of, you're recording. Like, you're in a recording. I literally am recording, right? Like, it's all quite hilarious in the way that I am recording and I am literally in my own studio. So I was like, fuck it. And I'm like dancing, having the best time, just honestly going absolutely nuts. I have a video because I was like, I have to record this to make a video to put a reel on Instagram. Because you know what? We don't always let our inner child out. And this has been a really big piece for me this weekend because I decided to put my phone on Do Not Disturb on Sundays. Actually, I don't know when I did this, but I did it. And every Sunday I forget that because it starts at 10, which is really odd timing. Like, I don't really understand how I made it work, but it's like I've got a reminder that goes off at 10, like, your an abundance reminder of money. And so, which I absolutely love, by the way. If you don't have a reminders on your phone of abundance every couple of hours, then what are you doing with your life? If that's what you're trying to call in, and money and all the beautiful pieces, right? Beautiful reminders like joy reminders and all these things. I fucking love that shit. Anyway, I have one at 10. So it hits at 10 and then all of a sudden my phone goes do not disturb. And I absolutely love this because yes, I'm really good at being distracted by my phone, especially because I can do a lot of business on my phone, which is like reels and, social media. And I just was like, do you know what? I don't want to do shit. I have actually not felt called to show up on my stories, to talk a lot, because also, a lot of my energy is being invested into the retreat that's coming up on Friday. Yes, I'm so excited. And I've got a special offer today or this week for anyone who joins in late. So if you're one of those people, and I am one of those people who joins a retreat late, baby, I've got you. Because I literally have taken $500 off for anyone who joins this week. Because I'm one of those people that's like late, and I also just like to do things on a whim, and I'm like, fuck, this feels good, and I just go for it. So babe, if this is what you're feeling and you're like, fuck yeah, I want to go for it, then do that. Links are all in my Instagram, so go check it out. If not, DM me because I will tell you all about it. So, side note, I was like, this weekend, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing shit. Saturday, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sat on the couch. Did look at houses. Anyone who's moving knows how fun that is. And so I was Googling houses. I was on the phone to my mum. So I did do things. I just didn't get out of my pajamas. And it was fucking epic. You know how much shame I used to hold around being in my pajamas all day? Ridiculous. Ridiculous that we as a society are like, you have to keep doing the things so you can't wear your pajamas all day. Babe, wear your fucking pajamas all day and stay in bed. Do what you want. I didn't stay in bed, but I fucking wish I did now. Anyway, side note, but I had the most beautiful day where it like just flowed and I really did want to look at houses. I get really excited sometimes about houses. And it's really good when you're in the energy of excitement because that is way more fun to look at housing than when you're like, fuck, I need to get a house. And there is that factor because I have to move in a few weeks. So I do generally need to get a house, right? But it was the last week of, being in the army. So I was like, cool, I'm going to give myself a lot of grace and compassion this week because I don't know how this is going to go. Anyway, it was actually really beautiful. As I'd been going through all these like cleanses and breakdowns and all the things and allowing the old self to move last week, it actually meant that, and if you know about the Lionsgate, the 8/8 portal, that was on Friday. So, that meant a beautiful manifestation period and it was like coming to my own. And then I woke up Saturday and I was like, oh, I feel good. And then I woke up Sunday, I was like, I feel fucking better. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my God, who are you, you fucking beast? And so it's funny how, once the dense energy shifts and once you go into that shadow, and allow yourself to actually be with the fact that you've got to release that stuff, right? So if you want to progress forward, if you want to move forward, you've got to really go through the depths of the darkness, I believe, to then see how beautiful and joyous the good is. And so I'd gone through my depths of darkness and I'd allowed myself to cry and scream and be with everything that was coming up and actually honor some really hard truths about myself, which, is always really fun when you're doing that in self-development. And also it meant that I got to just allow myself to unapologetically actually fucking do what I wanted, which was no longer get on my stories on social media. And this is beautiful because all my energy then went to the people around me. So even when I was on the phone, I was talking to my mum and I was conscious. And then I allowed myself to potter and do things around the house, which was really nice, without force and without effort. So those daily chores where you're like the washing and the washing up and all these different pieces, instead of it being like, holy fuck, I've got to do this, it was like, oh, I get to go and wash the dishes now. Oh, I get to go make myself a coffee. Oh, I get to go do this. And it was really fun because it was not, I didn't push or force myself because I was allowing myself to rest and be with whatever served me. And it felt good. So then it was cool because I was like, oh, I get to look at houses. I get to do the thing. And I also get to not go out. And that was beautiful. Piper and I had been out the night before and she'd had a massive run. And I was like, I didn't feel guilty. The fact that we don't go out every day. We try to, but also it was raining and fucking, if you have a dog and when your dog gets wet and it's wet dog, it's not always the most exciting time. So it was really, really beautiful to honor the fact that we both just got to sleep and have little naps and do whatever felt good for us, but stay at home, play outside, do the things. And that's why I love also living in a house because we have a backyard, so you can still get outside, which is amazing. And then Sunday, I had the most beautiful day because I was taking Piper with me to see my grandma. And all of you that have listened to my podcast, my grandma is 96 and fucking killing it. And she was so beautiful. I went over there and she was like, I'm cooking you, like I'm making you lunch. And I was like, okay, I can bring food. No, not to my grandma's house. And she was worried that a turkey sandwich with avocado and mayo would not be with beautiful Turkish bread. She was like, oh, I don't know. Or so maybe it's chicken sandwich. One of them. Anyway, it was delicious. It's fucking always delicious. I don't know what it is about grandmas, but fuck me, they make the most delicious food. Like if I tried to make that at home, it would not taste as good. I don't know. It's just their grandma's love that they put into the food that makes it like 1,000 times better. Anyway. Wild, it was delicious. And of course she made me so much that I was very, very full. And Piper got to hang out and with my auntie's dog, which is very cute. They get on, so that's lovely, or enough to be in each other's company. They would just chill out together. They don't really actually play or anything. But it was really beautiful because it meant that I got to, spend time with my grandmother. I got to sit with her and be with her, and there's no distractions. My grandma's literally in a house by herself. And my auntie had gone out, so it was just us. We just got to talk and we talked about the war and we talked about like ration cards. Do you know how wild it is that we don't I can't fathom that, right? Like I've not lived in a time where you needed ration cards to go get food or clothes or all of these things. Like how incredible are our grandparents and all the stories they tell us and we get to learn from their life experience. Like even just about, the times, and we know this, but we don't realize how much choice we have these days. Like she was telling me about how her mum, went and became a teacher, pretty progressive for her time. And then because obviously the husband was meant to look after the wife, once they got married, she didn't work anymore. Even though she would have probably made a good salary and it would have probably been more comfortable if they both worked money-wise, but it was seen as really bad on the man if the woman wasn't provided for and if she had to go back to work. So it was like almost like a detriment to, it was bad. It was real bad. It was like, oh gosh, it was shame upon the man if he couldn't provide for his wife. And isn't that in now day and age, can you imagine that? Like I cannot. There are men out there who absolutely provide fully for their wife and kids, and I think that's super beautiful. And though women aren't shamed to go back if they're married. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like that part is very wild to me. And I just sat there and thought about like ration cards. We haven't lived through a war. I haven't had ration cards. Like all of these pieces that we don't think we've lived, like we've never lived through. Like we can't even fathom, right, in our brain, because I don't know what that's like. But it's really cool to be with your grandparents and to sit and really actually listen and understand them. Now, she's talked about this before, but maybe not as openly as she does the older she gets, because, you know, at first she didn't really think we wanted to learn about it. And then I was like, Grandma, we want to know. Like, I want to know about things that I didn't know about. And even if I knew about them, there's things that you can teach me that you lived. That's a whole different experience when you're talking to someone who lived that life, right? And it really gave me some perspective on just life in general. She always does, right? Because her eyesight's not as good. So I'm grateful every day for the fact that I have my sight and that I can actually see properly, because she can only see like a figure across the room when we're sitting across from each other in the lounge room. And for her to still be doing everything that she does, like reading books and doing all of these things, is actually insane. Because most 96-year-old would not be excited to go out and sweep the leaves, because she doesn't really take herself out by herself anymore, which is great. I'm grateful for that because she's a strong, independent woman. But she'll always go outside in her backyard, and it's beautiful that she has a backyard, which she made me realize how beautiful it is that I have a backyard, that I can get outside, even if I don't want to leave my house, like literal the grounds of my house. Like I don't want to go out and see people. And I really had a weekend where the world showed me so many synchronicities, so many beautiful pieces, but also just how much I'm loved and supported and how beautiful life actually is. And every time I see my grandma, every time I see beautiful people that constantly show me how beautiful this life is, I absolutely just am so blessed. Like I cannot even believe how lucky I am in my life. And I even had a beautiful friend take me out for lunch on Friday, which was so beautiful, because that was my last, would have been, I guess, official go into work day if I was doing full-time army, but obviously I was on leave. And it was really beautiful because she's part-time as well. So we're actually going to do some part-time days together. And I think that is amazing, right? Because she gets it. She gets what I'm going through. She's there to support me and celebrate that this is happening, because it's been a long time coming. And I feel so much lighter. Like I feel like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulders. I feel like I get to put all my love and energy into the retreat. Like, oh, I'm so excited. It's actually wild. And I'm grateful for the fact that I get to take this leap. And yeah, I'll still do some reserve days here and there, or maybe not. We'll just wait and see. I will to start with, but I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what the next phase looks like. And I'm so excited about that too. The beautiful women I get to support, the beautiful lives I get to be a part of to move forward in this next journey is so incredible. Like I'm so blessed, and it takes a lot of work. And those of you that have listened to this podcast, you would probably feel some of it, of when I talk about, you know, all of the different things. But I just wanted to also say that it gets to be beautiful, and you get to feel the synchronicities, see all the beautiful signs, and you get to choose how you live this life, right? So you get to create your reality. You get to actually say what you want in this life. I keep saying, like, my retreat is sold out, you know, all of these beautiful pieces. I'm abundant. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. All of these affirmations are for me to rewire my conscious brain, my subconscious brain, so that my conscious starts to see it, right? And this doesn't happen overnight. And people say, you know, sometimes people's lives look like they blow up really quickly, but it's all the little things and the little steps that you take that make the big difference. And they don't always happen straight away. But sometimes they do. Sometimes like you'll take a small step and you're like, wow, but it's just because you came into alignment with what you were truly wanting. So if you manifest in the 8-8 portal, Lionsgate portal, and we're sort of still in the energy, I think, till today. Is today the 12th? Oh, tomorrow. So you still can you can manifest whenever you want. Let's be real, you can manifest whenever you want. It's just that the portal opened so you could manifest a little bit more deeper. I don't know what wording they use, but they say it's just more like the veil's thinner, all those things. And so it's beautiful, but you can also manifest whenever. You set intentions of your life. You set intentions for your everyday. So allow yourself to set an intention of what you want and hold it. And I didn't actually know what this meant, right? So for so long, I was really bad at holding it, even when it didn't show up. Because that's the piece, right? The trust piece is wild. And I want to speak into this because it's something that I'm learning even deeper as I go along in my journey too, especially if you're an entrepreneur or even if you've got a big fitness goal or something. The hardest time and the time when everyone gives up is literally when you're doing the work and you don't see any results. And that's your fucking moment. That's when the universe is like, do you really want it? Can you hold on even when nothing is shifting? Now, for fitness, sometimes that a lot of us would go, oh, I'll just try something new. Sometimes that's a good idea, depending, right? Obviously, you can seek guidance and find people to help you work out if you're doing the right thing, if you're following the right track, if there's other ways you could optimize your performance. Absolutely. In life, in like relationships or in business or in your workplace or all of these other factors, your health in other aspects, it's the small things like that make the difference, but it's also believing in it even when it's not happening. So that's a small shift, right? Because for so long I would be like, I just give up, right? And not in everything, but this was like sort of a pattern that happened. And I'm starting to sort of like be way more aware of it and understand what's happening, right? So I would want the thing. It'd be like literally like someone going after a gold medal. Then all of a sudden I do, as far as or as much as I sort of wanted to do or thought, fuck, I've been pushing for weeks or whatever. Why is it not showing up? Cool. And though, what happens in that moment is if I give up, then it's never going to show up, right? So how can you hold on and believe that even if you keep going, you're going to get that manifestation? So even in the moments when it looks it could even look like you're going backwards. A lot of breakthroughs I've found in business, in life, in all the things, it looks like you're going backwards. Genuinely, a few weeks ago, last week, I thought, holy shit, all this stuff is coming up. And if I wasn't aware of breakthroughs, breakdowns, all the things and personal development and not been through this for a while, I'd have been like, I am going backwards. Like nothing is happening. I'm actually getting worse. And it's because a lot of the old stuff has to come up before you can go into that new level, right? You need all the crap that you've been living, all the stuff that's been normal, that's gotten you to this level, right? That needs to fluid if you want to move to the next level. Because if you don't let it go then and trust that that's coming, right? So this is the golden orb or whatever you want, right? If you don't hold on to that and trust it, even when nothing's happening, even when it's getting worse, even when you think your whole life is falling apart, then you're not going to get it, right? Because you think about fitness as well. Like you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Some people get all the way to the Olympics and then they fuck it and then they have to wait another 4 years. Do they keep going or do they stop? If they stop, they're never going to get it. So you've just literally fulfilled your prophecy. If they keep going, there's always a chance. And if they believe and they hold on to it and they visualize it and they feel it and like you've got this and it's going to show up however, whenever it's meant to, right? Different for someone in the Olympics is literally a date they have to do the event on. But for everything else in life, How and the when is completely up to the universe and to God, not to you. But you can choose what happens in your life. So like for example, I've got a sold out retreat, right? So I hold that vision. I feel it. I see the women in front of me. Like I'm fully immersed in that, right? And I am so fucking grateful for that happening already now. So I'm like, thank you for a sold out retreat, right? Because if I hold that energy now and I just believe it's done, so it is. So it is. How and when that happens, I let complete control go because I'm like, this is not, God gets to show me. The universe shows me. I take aligned steps to make that happen. Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, it's all going to drop in. Yes, and I also get to put it out there. Because if I don't actually put the retreat out there and nobody sees it, is anyone going to buy it? Is anyone going to come? Absolutely not. They're not even going to know what's fucking on, right? So you do have to take the aligned steps, but not out of force, not out of a place of, fuck, I have to put this out there, or I have to do this, or if I don't put it up, no one will see it. What about it's already done and it's already sold out and I get to keep showing up and I get to keep showing everyone what's happening. And I get to keep putting myself out there with what feels aligned. And we talked about this last week. It's not about proving yourself. It's just about literally sharing what is happening for you. And when you do that, when you share what's going on, when you share your passion, when you share the things that you truly love and you're lit up by it, you're going to attract that energy back to you. I watched this really good thing on TikTok today, and is this girl, right? She was talking about, like, she literally drew a stick figure of a girl. And she was also a woman, so it all makes sense. And you think the inner child, right? So when I was dancing before, if my, my girl that I draw a picture of a girl here, and she is literally dancing, right? The inner child's coming out, like I'm fully just letting her rip it and dance and sing, and like I'm in a recording studio because I'm an artist and I'm fucking amazing. And, I'm having a new album drop next week. Yeah, like if I'm like in that, right? Of course, what energy am I putting out into the world, into the universe? Positive energy. Right? So if I'm putting positive energy out into the world, right? If I'm living in my own space and I'm feeling amazing and I'm doing all the beautiful things, then that's what's going to come back to me because I'm creating an aura, you can call it whatever you like, energetics through me, literally coming out of me is positive and light and love. And that's all going to come back to me because the universe is like, oh, she's happy. She loves this. Let's give her what she's giving out back. The same thing, and I like to think of this as another way of when I used to recall my dog Piper and I used to yell, right? Nobody wants to come at a fucking person that's yelling and screaming to come to them, right? Ridiculous. But I'd be so frustrated because she wouldn't come back to me. And then someone said to me one day, why would she come back to you if you're yelling and screaming or you seem upset? Because I was annoyed, right? I wasn't like, come. They always say like, be super happy and super like, yee, to come back. And no, like it makes sense. Like you're not going to go near someone who's yelling and screaming or like, frustrated or annoyed. You're going to fucking walk away from them, right? Or you're going to make a really wide berth. You're like, oh, don't go near that person. They're pretty annoyed. And they're allowed to have their emotions and anger, but like that's not a great way to recall a dog. It's also not a great way to be around a person, right? Because it's not the energy you want. So, let them have their thing and then maybe talk to them later. Don't know. See how they feel. But what you're going to do is you're going to go near the person who literally is happy and vibrating and in their own energy, right? And they're going to magnetize, like you're going to be magnetized to them because they're just in their own flow. They're doing their own thing. They're just allowing themselves to be with what serves them, right? And I think this is really beautiful. And what happened to me on the weekend is I had I'd been putting out, women DM me or I get DMs all the time about how to work with me, all things. And then all of a sudden I got a DM while I was not even on Instagram. And I was like, of course, because I have been in my own energy. I've been magnetic as fuck. I've been doing what I truly love, what lights me up, around beautiful people that love me and honor me and support me and are actually angels in my life. And that means that I'm magnetic. So people are, the more I do that, the more I go out into the world and shine that light and be who I am completely unapologetically. And I just honor what I need and not worry about proving or, making things happen or whatever, but keep putting things out there, allowing them to be. Then I attract all the things I truly want, the right people, the right clients, the one who's are generally soulmate clients, because that is my big thing. I love women who know that I am the person they want to work with, and they are literally soulmate clients. Like, most of them become friends. Actually, all of them have become friends. And this is because it's a genuine love connection, right? Like, I'm pulling them in from my heart space because I want a business that I'm obsessed with, and I want to work with women who I fucking love. And it's happened every time. So really setting your intentions and honoring what you truly want and putting it out into the universe and being in a magnetic positive energy is really important. Now, this doesn't mean you can't manifest stuff when you're angry, frustrated, annoyed, all the things. You get to have those emotions. They are not null and void. They are very important. And though, if you're not able to let them out and you're letting them sit in your nervous system, then when you go out, you're not actually putting out, even if you're being positive, right? Because I've seen people do this. They're like, oh, super positive, and they're like, hello. And then you're like, why does their energy feel off? What is wrong with that person? Like, there's something wrong. Like, they seem happy, but they don't feel like energetically, it doesn't feel like they're happy. Like, it's a very big dissonance between them and what they're portraying, right? And you could feel this with people in your life, even in your workplace and all the things, right? They can be pretending all the things, but it's not until their energy aligns that you're like, oh, yeah. I feel magnetized to them. Because toxic positivity is not great either. So if it's sitting in their nervous system, their anger, their frustration, all of the things, and then they're portraying themselves to be super happy, that's energetic dissonance. That's not someone in true alignment with who they are and what they're here to do in this life. And that can be open to anything, right? So I want you to sit and think about this. Allow yourself to release whatever you've got going on and let that to be okay. No shame, no guilt. We're not here to shame and guilt ourselves for having emotions. They are important and they need to be processed, especially because if they sit in our nervous system, they're not going to allow us to attract what we truly want. So we let them come out. And then we also set intentions. And you can do these simultaneously, because sometimes we're going to have times when things hit us at different moments. And so we're going to release as we go, and then also set intentions every day that strongly call in what we truly want and how we want to create our life. You are the master creator of your life. You create exactly how everything happens. So if something's going on in your life that's fucking not the way you want it to be, you created that. If something's going on in your life that you want, you created that. You are the manifester. You are the creator of your life. So think about that. What do you need to allow yourself to release? And if you have, then what intentions are you setting to bring into your universe, to bring into your world, right? My dream house is already coming to me. It's here. I've got it. I've got my dream house, right? My husband's here, right? And I have a sold out retreat. I believe in these things. I'm a millionaire. All of these things, right? You get to speak into the world what you truly want. The how and the when of when it comes in is up to the universe and to God and everything else. You just get to be surprised, but you create what happens and you get to speak into that. So go out into the world and think, how can you be more magnetic? How do you get to honor yourself more authentically, like being fully you, like saying the fucking thing you want to say, doing the thing you want to do, letting go of those emotions and not letting them control your life, releasing old ways of being, habits, all the things, all the small things make a big difference. How can you set an intention for today of how you want today to go? How can you set the intention of the big dreams you're calling in? What do you truly want to call in? Feel them, love them, be with them, like see them in your mind's eye. Your brain cannot tell the difference between real and imagined. They are the same thing to your brain and your body if you feel into it, right? Make your reality the way you want it. Create the reality you want. because you are the only one that can do that. So if this is truly what you want to do, you absolutely should be coming to the retreat because I can teach you how to do this even deeper. And though, if you're not, do this for yourself today. Set an intention. Start with one of those pieces. Either set an intention of what you want, be with truly your big dreams, feel them, see them, and start creating your reality. Because you are here to live a life that you truly want to live. Not one created by a system. Not one created by society, all the things. You get to choose your life. And when you start to realize that, and when you start to create your own reality, it's amazing what comes in because you start speaking it into existence. And it's actually wild when things just pop up and you're like, holy crap, that just happened and I spoke about it, right? You get to be the creator of your reality. So create your reality today. Don't start tomorrow. Don't start, in 6 weeks' time. Start now. Small things. Set an intention. I love you. I'm going to leave you with that today. And I hope you have the most magical, magical week. And I look forward to hearing. I would love for you to tell me what your intention is. Put it down in the comments or send it to me on Instagram, all of the things, DM me, all of that. If you want to come to the retreat, like I said, there's an offer on, a sale. So if you're a last minute girly and you're, in Sydney or near the Blue Mountains, or you're just one of those people that likes to fly in late, I've done that so many times, or I've flown to the Gold Coast and I've been like, I'm here. And they're like, you just decided yesterday? I'm like, yep. I actually decided to go to Nepal, literally, I think a week before I went. So, babe, you got this. If this is truly calling to you and you want to learn these things deeper, absolutely come to a retreat. And if not, I hope you set the most beautiful intention and watch in the world how it starts coming into your vortex, everything that you set the intention for. Be conscious and you'll see it. I promise you. All right. I love you. Have a most amazing, amazing week and keep being unapologetically you. I love you. Bye.